So I was at an event just a few months ago in Roseville at Nicole's brokerage. So Nicole's part of a team. They had a one-day event called ROG Talks, ROG Talks, Realty One Group. So so I was lucky enough to get to have Nicole reach out to her broker, and they had me come and speak up there at the event. I also set up a podcast studio at that event, and so I got to interview a lot of the other speakers and the guests that were there. It was pretty fun experience for us. But the keynote speaker, the guy that flew the furthest, did all the things, came in at the very end to seal off the event. Was this guy right here. So prepare to be impressed. This is Tony Giordano, and I'm going to let Tony take over.
All right. Thank you. All right. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? All right. That's much better. Let's get some energy in here because I'm going to take you all the way to lunch. And I know you guys are hard. All right. It's been a long morning. Yes, my name is Tony Giordano. Aaron reached out to me about a month and a half ago when he started planning this. Maybe it was 2 months. And he had just heard me speak up in Northern California. And he was like, hey, I want to bring you into my event, the Rockstars Mastermind. It sounded amazing. He goes, but I don't know if I can afford you. You're on a plane every week. You speak to these massive conferences. And I said, well, where is your event? And he said, Austin. And I said, well, when is the event? And he told me these days. And then I go on my calendar, visiting my sister in Austin on the 24th. So I was like, don't worry about it. I'm already in town. So I'm here for all of you. I was like, thanks a lot, sis. Okay. So before I get into the slides, just a couple things that I want to share. Yes, I am an author of books. Mostly these books are about tech marketing, social media marketing, video marketing, a lot of what Keegan was talking about this morning, which was an amazing presentation of a lot of great information. You can get the book on Amazon and all these places. I'm actually writing the third now, but I have a special announcement. So don't go on Amazon and buy the book while you're in here, while I'm doing this presentation. I'll get to the announcement at the end of this presentation. All right, this is my Instagram, Tony_Giordano. I show this. If you want to connect with me, it's just the best place to start. Otherwise, we can find each other on Facebook and LinkedIn and TikTok and Tumblr and MySpace or whichever ones you use. But if you want to connect with me after today and you want to share a story while I'm up here, I'm going to be talking about influencer marketing in a little while. I will be your influencer today as even trade, meaning if you tag me in a story while I'm up here, Tony_Giordano, I will reshare your story to my million following. And now 1 million extra people will know who you are and where you're based. And you might get some followers out of that, engagement and you'll know why when I get into the influences end. What's up? All right. You don't have to do it right now. Just while we're doing, just like, all right. Okay. This is one of a few companies of mine. The only reason I show this is because people sometimes get confused. I am a real estate agent in Southern California. I just moved from LA to Newport Beach, but I cover LA and Orange County and the desert, Palm Springs area. But that is not this company. That is just my company, Modern Real Estate. We have a team. And that's me selling real estate. This is a company I founded in 2015 called the Opulent Agency. It is not a brokerage. This is why I'm sharing this with you. Don't be confused with it. It's not a team at a brokerage. It's in 38 countries. It's a luxury real estate advertising agency for big luxury developments or $100 million penthouses in New York that's listed by Compass or Element or whoever. And they bring us on for a way higher level extra amount of marketing and advertising. And then if it sells, we get a little cut of the commission, but it's not a brokerage. Okay. I do have a coaching company. I am not going to tell you anything about it. I don't sell from the stage, but yes, if you were wondering, do I have a coaching company or an advisement company? I do. Some of the biggest billion-dollar teams have been in it for years. Some of the agents you see on TV have been in it for years. If you have questions about it, You can see me afterwards, and that's where we can discuss what I offer. Okay, why am I here? I got in this amazing business that you all chose also. In 1998, December of 1998, I was 20 years old, and I was a door-to-door sales guy for AT&T. And I was trying to save up enough money to put myself through the fire academy and become a firefighter. That was my passion. That was my dream my whole life. I'm going to be a firefighter. I didn't come from money at all. I'm talking macaroni and cheese with cuts of hot dog in it most of my life, which I still love to this day. I didn't come from wealth. I didn't come from business savvy parents. Mom was a bookkeeper. Dad was a landscaper. I didn't come from that world. I had to build everything I had. And so I was just a door-to-door sales guy, color red, type A personality. And I walked into a mortgage company December of 1998 to sell them cell phones because the outside of the door said no soliciting. So to a good salesperson, which all of you in this room is or are, what does that really mean? Welcome. Please tell me how you're going to change my life for the better, Tony. That's what I get when I see no soliciting. So I go in, I walk right to the back, past all these little cubicles of people pounding the phones, because I knew the lady in the back behind the big glass window office was the branch manager. I walked in, I said, "Do you have a minute?" Sold her a cell phone. After I sold her the cell phone, she said, "I'm going to offer you a job." And I was like, "Oh, I don't need a job. I'm just doing this to save up money to become a firefighter. I'm a lifeguard. I bartend on the weekends. Like, I don't need a job." And she goes, "Trust me, you need this job. I think you'd be great at it." And I said, "Well, what do you even do here?" Because it was such and such mortgage company. And she goes, "We do mortgage financing." But I didn't come from business savvy parents. I don't know what mortgage means. So I said, like a deer in the headlights, "Mortgage financing. So you finance the funeral?" Yeah, said that. And she goes, "Not mortuary. You're not a mortician. You're a mortgage originator, like a home loan." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, my grandpa has one of those." And she goes, "Now I definitely know you need this job." So she shows me how much money I could make. The day I started, which was the next day, the day I started pounding and it was pretty much call lists. You know, you just call these people and you're looking for people who have equity again after the 1991 and 90 crash. And now it's 99, they have equity, pay off bad debt. And it was the beginning of what would become the subprime refinance market. Yeah, the 91 crash. They called that a crash. Yeah, we know what a crash is. 08, 09. Just like there hasn't been a crash for the COVID one, and there's never been a crash before. Stop thinking there's going to be a crash. That one had to happen. Otherwise, it's always been shifts. But that's a different presentation of mine. So, moving on. I don't have a car the day I start. I have no money to my name. I live on a couch with 3 other dudes for 250, not on the couch with 3 dudes. You know what I mean? It's a 3-bedroom dorm, and the only thing they had was the couch. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. So $250 a month was the couch. And I live out of my lifeguard duffel bag with some pairs of shorts, shoes, some pants. Like, that's my whole life, living on my own. And I have literally nothing, and was just sales guy for AT&T. In 8 months, this business completely changed my life. Just in 8 months. Changed the course of my family's life. It changed the course of what would become my legacy and my own family's life. I had a nice car in 8 months. My parents had a nice car. My parents were no longer behind on rent. I had $35,000 sitting in my bank account that had no purpose, and I was debt-free in 8 months. This business has no limit. Whether you're a lender, whether you're a real estate agent in this room, you chose a business that has zero limits. You can be an agent who makes $50,000 a year in GCI, or you could be an agent and team making 5 million plus in GCI. And don't get me started with what you can do with that wealth by investing, as previous speakers said this morning, and creating even more wealth. You chose a limitless business. And there's one thing I've learned as a coach and a consultant nationally is the one limit in this business is us. We are the limit. You are given the same resources, same everything. You chose wisely. You didn't pick insurance. You didn't pick cars. You chose to represent and sell the most expensive asset the average human will ever buy or sell and get a piece of it. Think about that for a second. And I don't care if commissions are 6% or they go down to 1. I'm going to be fine because I get paid to represent people on the most expensive asset they will ever buy or sell. So life was good. By 2006 or 2004, at the age of 26, I made my first million in 1 year. I don't work for that mortgage company anymore. I work for an A-paper, big mortgage firm. I have everything you could possibly want in life. By 2007, I have houses, boats, Hummers. Yeah, I was that guy. The loan officer with the Hummer. License plate 2 back. Anyways, for those that might know that. All right. And I had everything. 2 little kids, married. I had the life. And in 2008, in less than 18 months, I lose everything in the 08-09 crash. So if you were wondering where this story was going, that's where it was going. Everything. Like if you're kind of like rubbing each other's elbow right now, like I wonder if you really lost everything. I lost everything. In less than 9 months, I went from an 812 FICO score to 496. I had 19 foreclosures on my credit. I went through a massive divorce the year before the crash. So there went half of it right there. So it wasn't hard to lose the other half, when the crash came. Actually, I lost more than half because her mom got involved. Actually, you know what? Side note, not to get off topic, but if there's anything you leave with today, if you're about ready to go through something like that, do not let your mother-in-law get involved. Just letting you know. And if you're the one that has that mom, get her involved. All of my cars are repossessed. My youngest son at the age of 3 is diagnosed with autism. My mom is diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer, who we would lose just a few years later. Everything came crashing down on me. Everything. By September of 09, I have a beat up pickup truck that barely works. I haven't funded a loan in 2 months. All of the big banks are closing their wholesale divisions, which is how brokers access the money. We're being pushed out of the business at the time. Everything. So I finally got so fed up losing my passion for lending that I called up my buddy Madison from the show $1 Million Listings. And he used to send me all his clients for home loans. All the people you see on the TV shows, I was their loan guy. And I call up Madison, I go, I'm switching to your side. I've lost my passion for lending. And if you don't have a passion for what you do every day, this is a useless business for you to be in. And when I say passion, I'm not talking about how much money you can make. The passion of just helping people achieve home ownership. Like, do you just smile in the mirror? Like, I can't believe I get to help people do this. Because that's where everything will happen for you. But I lost my passion for it. So he said, I think you'll be great at it. So I walked into Coldwell Banker Malibu, handed the branch manager my real estate license because I already had it. Because back then you just had to have a license to be a mortgage broker. You didn't have to have the mortgage license. Probably why that happened. And I became an agent. And the reason I became an agent so fast, I'll just become a realtor, is because how hard could being a realtor really be? Real estate? Give me a break. Highly overpaid. Do crap. Realtors? I'm a loan officer. We have to figure out debt ratios and stuff. Realtors, so how hard could it be? What's your name? Kristen. So somebody calls you, says, I want to buy a house, Kristen. You're like, cool. This is what we're looking for. You're like, okay, I'm going to put you on some emails. I'm going to email all the listings based on your criteria. They start getting the listings the next day or the same day. They go, okay, we want to see, these 8 houses. You say, great. I'll start making the calls. Can we see them on Saturday starting around 11? You tell them, no, I have brunch with my girlfriends. They say, that's okay. We'll work around your schedule. You say 2. They go, whatever you want, Kristen. So then you go out after brunch. You show them the 8 houses. Let's just say they like the first one. And they go, you know what? We don't have to see the other 7. We want to write an offer. Let's just say it's full price. You submit the offer. Seller and listing agent see it. Well, that's the price we wanted. So let's just say it's accepted the next day. And then Monday you open up escrow. And then for like 10 days, you really don't know what's going on with escrow, but you're doing your due diligence, period. And then you get your request for repairs all set up. You submit to the seller. Seller looks at it and says, been meaning to fix those things anyways. Approves. What? Approves it. And then like around 21 days later, you get a 3% commission. That's real estate, right? But that ain't real estate, is it? But that's what I actually thought of realtors. That's what every LO back then thought of realtors, and what still so many people in our industry think about realtors. They don't know that it is by far the hardest working position in the entire real estate industry times 10. So we have to earn it. So now I'm in contracts classes, MLS classes. I'm like learning all these legalities, all this legal stuff, especially in California, the most litigated state for real estate transactions in the nation. We have disclosures for disclosures. It's that bad. 42 required disclosures per transaction. That's the minimum. Like, Tony, what am I signing? That's the mold disclosure. Okay. What's this one? It's saying I gave it to you. So the second reality check was I have to start lead generating from scratch again. Literally enter contact number 1 into my CRM from scratch. I couldn't use my 5,000 strong lending database and call them up and say, I'm a realtor now. We know how those conversations would go. Like, hey, I'm a realtor now. I'm not a lender anymore. Just in case you need a short sale of your house from that adjustable loan that I gave you 2 years ago. Well, the conversations just aren't going to go well, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave them alone. They're leaving me alone. Let's just all go on our separate journey. So how am I going to lead gen? I have no money. You don't really go door knocking in Beverly Hills. And even if I found a neighborhood to go door knocking, like I'm going to roll into the Beverly Hills flats of multi-million-dollar houses with my beat up Ford Ranger pickup truck that's loud and leaks oil. So what am I going to do? So I started Googling the biggest agents in Los Angeles. I wanted to see, what do they do? What's their online presence before anybody was even thinking of online presence? I wanted to see what the big agents do. And for every 20 top mega agents, whether units mega or volume luxury mega, for every 20 I looked at online, 19 would have this one thing in common. So then I was like, was it just LA? So I did San Fran. Started finding the top mega agents in Austin. Dallas, Miami, Boston, New York, Atlanta, DC. Sure enough, 19 for every 20 would have this one thing in common. They all went and built custom websites that were just amazing compared to the websites their company provides them for hanging their license for free that looks like 1.3 million other real estate agents' websites in America. The big ones went out and built way better ones that told their story, not someone else's. Hint, hint. So I was like, well, I guess that's what I got to do. So there was this one company I would see a lot at the bottom of all their websites, the design people, Agent Image. So I call Agent Image up and I go, make me look like that. And that was Chris Cortazzo, the #1 agent in the world for Coldwell Banker out of Malibu, my buddy. And they go, that'll be $5,000. Never mind. I don't have any money. There goes that idea. And for the next 2 weeks while I'm in contracts classes and I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to build a business? How am I going to market myself? I kept thinking about it. So I call up my godfather, my great Uncle Mike. Rest in peace, Uncle Mike. Call up my godfather, Boston, little Sicilian. All the men in my family look like the mob. I took after my mom's side, Northern Italian, but they all look like Joe Pesci. And I call my Uncle Mike up and I go, Uncle Mike, I need $6,500 and you can't ask me what it's for. And he goes, why can't I ask you what it's for? Just imagine like Matt Damon's voice. Why can't I ask you what it's for? And I said, because you won't let me do it. But you need to believe in me and I will pay you back. He goes, I know you'll pay me back, son. I'm going to do this one time. I'm $4,000 behind on rent. He sends me the money and I call Agent Image up and I go, there you go. There's $5,000. And they go, oh, we only need a deposit. And I go, nope, take the whole $5,000. Otherwise I'm going to spend it. And when the website's done, I'm not going to have the money to give you to launch it. Just take it now. Chess, not checkers. You're going to hear me say that a few times today. It's a philosophy I've always approached in my business and growing my business and in my personal life. I play chess, not checkers, in real life. I don't play chess on a board. Any of you who play chess, you'll kick my butt. I don't know the rules. I just know the philosophy. 7 steps ahead before you make a decision. So I just knew I'm going to spend the money. So just take it now. And they go, great. So they build me a website that makes me look like an absolute $100 million producer. I mean, this website is just makes me look like a baller. And I haven't sold a house yet. And it was interesting. Friends of mine, Tony, you're going to be evicted and on the street. And you're launching a $5,000 website. You have responsibilities. You have your sons every other week. You're bartending on the weekends. You need to put food on the table. Like, be responsible. And I said, look, I know I'm taking a gamble here, but let me tell you why I am. There is nothing any of you can blurt out right now that has extraordinary profit and return on investment that does not take extraordinary risk. Besides the lotto, I beat you to it. You cannot name another thing that gives extraordinary, not 5%, 10%, 20% returns, 100% returns that does not take extraordinary risk. And so I'm just hoping that this extraordinary risk gives me extraordinary return. So I'm going to do it. Because I don't look equal to the top agents in my marketplace with the car I drive anymore. I can't look equal to them going to the same expensive restaurants and charity events. I can't look equal to them holding up the big $100,000 donation check to the LA Children's Hospital that I did 14 months before the crash. But I can look equal to them online. And if I put myself out there and they go, Chris Cortazzo, wow, Tony Giordano, wow, Madison Hill, wow, let's interview all three. But if they go, Chris Cortazzo, wow, Tony Giordano, seen one realtor's website, you've seen 1.3 million in America's. Madison, wow, let's interview Chris and Madison. I need to look equal to my competitors online. And if I can get them to see me, that will give me 60 minutes in that high-end seller's living room. And if I can get that 60 minutes, I will beat the best. But I'm never going to get it if I don't look equal. So I did it. About 1 month later, website's up, and I see a class being offered called Facebook 101. I was like, maybe there's something more to social media than I'm taking advantage of. Because back then I was using it like anybody. It's minimum use, which is what 90% of people still use it for who aren't doing it for business. Who's dating who's single, who's not. Political rants, religious rants, politically incorrect, me, humble brags. Maybe there's something more to it. So I'm going to go to this class. And in this class, I'm not going to get into all the different things he said back then. I'm going to say the one thing that just made the light bulb go. And it was at the very end of the class. The 3 hours of building our business pages and like feeding them into our sites and stuff, like making them look all cool. That was all fine. He didn't say anything about the friend page though, the personal page, until the very end. And so I was like, all right, this is a decent class. I got a business page now. Awesome. And I'm walking out the door and he goes, oh, I forgot to say one thing. He goes, in addition to your business pages, a real estate agent or a salesperson in any industry should have a minimum of 2,000 friends on their personal friend page of Facebook. And back then I had like 320. And I stopped and turned around. I said, what did you just say? He goes, a realtor should have a minimum of 2,000 friends on their personal friend page of Facebook. And the light bulb just went ding. And I said, Josh, that is by far the best thing you said in the last 4 hours. Now, Josh is not a salesperson. So be careful who you're learning things from. He's a techie. His job is to teach how to do it, but not what to say. Because he's not in sales. They're techies. He doesn't understand the language of sales. He's never sold a thing in his life. He hasn't hired and fired. They haven't built brands. They're not marketers. They're techie instructors, and we need them. But now you have all this amazing stuff, and you ask the techie, what should I say? Whatever you realtors say. Oh, I got it, Tony. Do new listing, 5 bedroom, 6 bath, open this Saturday between 12 and 4. Contact us for details or a private showing. Entertainer's delight. Hashtag #1 Austin Realtor. And there you have your 99.8% of all real estate agents' description and the content that they're posting. Just closed, just closed, just sold, open, open again. Price reduction, reduced price, price correction, motivated seller, seller motivated. I love referrals, post. But when he said that, I was like, that is by far the best thing. He goes, how is that the best thing I said all day? He didn't even know because he's not in sales. He just heard another person say it and it kind of made sense. And I said, because Josh, sales is a what game? Numbers. Keegan said it himself, quantity and quality, right? Sales is a numbers game, Josh. Real estate is a contact sport, period. More than football these days. And Josh, if I take my 320 friends on Facebook who have been following me around on what I consider the digital sidewalk of life, as I've been self-expressing in ways that I should not, and I stop doing that, and I neutralize my Facebook, Instagram, all of them now, to everyone's friend. They don't know Tony's politics. They don't know Tony's religion. He never says anything negative. He's everybody's friend. He's a hard guy not to like. And I turn around and I go add 1,700 more complete strangers throughout Santa Monica, Century City. I get into conversations of friends of mine posts. I like and comment on total strangers who are in the same comment thread. Then they say, oh, thank you so much, Tony. Then I send them a friend request. And I get 2,000 more people now following me around on a digital sidewalk every single day as I share my life in ways that I should. Instead of bugging them with a 12 direct, 33 touch, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, just sold, I love referrals, don't forget, unsubscribe. No, I'm just sharing my life and they're forced to see it every single day. And they actually feel like they know me and they're my friend. And I just happen to be a realtor. How would that not work? This is going to be my one thing. And I have this amazing website to draw them to. This is going to be my one thing. The next day, I neutralized everything, got rid of the party pictures at the pool parties in Vegas. No one needs to see that. Got rid of the F-bombs. And now I started. Within 3 hours, I added a lady named Kathy on a doctor friend of mine's post who said something funny. Total stranger, her and I don't know each other, liked Kathy's comment. Kathy gets a notification, total stranger who you've never heard of in your life, Kathy just liked your comment. Who the heck is Tony Giordano? Then she gets a second notification. Tony's now tagged you and mentions you in a reply. Whoa, red flag. What's this guy saying about me? I don't even know this guy. Oh my goodness, Kathy, you're hilarious. Oh, well, it's each arm. See, that's when I realized the human approach to social media, not the techie approach. It's just where humans are today. And humans haven't changed one bit in 1,000 years. We still get warm and fuzzy when I say happy birthday to you in person, and you will get the exact same feeling if I put it on your timeline on Facebook and say something like, happy 21st, have a drink or two or 9. You still get the same feeling. And humans love attention. So what was I giving Kathy? And then she said, thank you. So then I liked her comment. So then she got a third notification. Tony Giordano has sent you a, and what did Kathy do? Sure, why not? It's his name backwards. Why not? Okay. You got it. Okay, anyways. But before she did this, she checked me out first, make sure I'm not a stalker. So she goes to my Facebook friend page before she accepts my friend request and be like, okay, like the guy's nice and everything. He's friends with Dr. Nate, but let me make sure he's not crazy. But she can't see anything on my, now any of them, Instagram, whatever, Facebook, because I have my profile set to, and we're not friends yet. So I'm not helping her make her decision, am I? But because I neutralize it, everything is public. So she can see my content. She can see that I'm funny or that I'm normal. Pictures of my kids, pictures of this, where I work, what I do. And she hits accept. 4 weeks later, Kathy referred me her father's $5.8 million listing in Manhattan Beach. So on the back of my book, you will see the thing I've been saying the longest about the online world that has turned heads for years. And people still are like, not all there yet with it. A digital relationship. A digital relationship is 100 times more powerful and bonded of a relationship over a real life relationship in the same period of time. I meet somebody at a barbecue. We exchange business cards. We don't find each other on Facebook and Instagram. Just met them in real life. We shook hands and everything. We're going to follow up with each other for lunch next week, maybe. Same day I meet somebody at a different dinner. We exchange Instagrams and Facebook. We're also going to follow up each other for lunch in the next couple of weeks. In 3 weeks, which one's more bonded? Because they know everything about me now. They feel like they know me. These are humans, not robots. So I was like, you know what? Forget door knocking. I'm doing door clicking, the modern day front door. And my front door says 24 mutual friends, 7 similar interests. You both have a dog named Roxy, and you're both Red Sox fans living in LA. Imagine if the front doors of actual houses that you knocked on had a screen and said that. But that doesn't exist in any form of lead gen except online, and no one's taking advantage of it. By the end of 2010, I was Rookie of the Year nationally. I did 42 million in volume as an individual agent. 85% was coming from social media. Kathy's, left and right, doing the same thing. 2011, I did 119 million as an individual agent in West Los Angeles cities. 85% still coming from social media. And the rest is history. In 2012, I wrote the first book, The Social Agent. Then in 2018, I wrote Social Agent 2.0, became a national coach, national speaker, still love selling real estate because I love the game, but I don't do anything once it's under contract. Team takes over. I just love the 4.2, 4.1. He said, F you. He said, F you back. 4.15, we're not going more. Boom, closed, contract, signed, team take over. But I love the game. So I'll never get out of it. We have an amazing business and it's right here at our fingertips online. So the first thing, what are agents really wanting to learn today? What should we be learning today? What are you focusing on to be learning today? More than anything, what are you putting energy in every day too? Things like that. NAR, is there going to be an NAR? Is there not going to be an NAR? I don't know what to do. Taking you away from productive things because you just NAR. Commissions, lawsuits. These are not the things that we should be focusing on. Remember what it stands for. So, this is what we should be learning. Latest trends in marketing, both online and offline. You're going to be learning that yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Latest trends in going virtual, leveraging technology, AI. Modern day sales techniques and prospecting. Modern day investing and creating wealth, as you heard. The future of real estate with the rise of blockchain and crypto. If you are not taking that seriously, you better start. It ain't going anywhere. And I'm going to get into a little of it at the very end. So what I'm about to do for our time, and the fact that I had to shorten this this is normally a 3-hour presentation, I'm going to be rapid firing. And I'm going to be giving you things to just turn around and research yourself and where to research it so I don't have to go into it, okay? But everything you're about to see is extremely valuable for you to take time to hop on a call with that company for a free 15-minute call or consultation, because it will be game-changing to your growth in business and where you want to take your business or where your business already is. First and foremost, your 3 jobs. All of you in this room have 3 careers, but one has to come before the other, before you can focus on the other, before you can focus on the other. The bottom 80% in production nationally, these are the people who are not in the top 20% of production in their offices. The bottom 80, really the bottom 70, because I do give credit to people in the top 30, like percent, because that means you're doing something. But the bottom 80, bottom 70 wake up every morning realizing they have one job. And they put that hat on with a capital blue R on it. I'm a realtor, got to sell a house today. And that's often why they are in the bottom 7, because they think they have one job. The top 30%, definitely the top 20%, all of you in this room, unless you're new and you're going to be. The top 20% wake up every day realizing they have 2 careers. That because I chose to be a realtor, that's my product. I actually chose a career that comes before my product, which is sales. And I need to do whatever I can to be great at sales in order to push my product. So I have to read books on sales and communication and go to these seminars called Fierce Conversations and communicate, whatever it is, sales mastery, business mastery, and be better at connecting with people and understanding sales so that they like me and they want to use me. And then they'll sign with me, and now I can focus on pushing my product. Realtor. But the top 1% in production, ladies and gentlemen, nationally. And I know several of you in this room are in the top 1%. And whether or not you've ever thought of it this way, you're about to, but you've been doing it naturally. That's how you got to the top 1%. It just came naturally. We wake up every morning realizing we have 3 careers. That because I chose product houses to be a realtor, I actually chose a career in sales. And because I chose a career in sales as an independent contractor who has to go out there and hustle and build my business, I actually chose a career in marketing and advertising. And it's only going to be great if I put that job first. And because I'm great at marketing, and because I give back to the community, and because I do ads, and because I do social media, and because people see me and they see my sites and they know I know how to market myself, they go, well, we're definitely calling him when we go to sell or buy a house. And now because of my marketing, they call me. And because I read books on communication and the Tony Robbins disc, and I understand how to read people, and I'm a high D, she's a low D, so I'm gonna have to bring myself down in this listing presentation and explain things, which is gonna make me want me to shoot myself in the head, but that's okay. And she keeps looking up when she resets her thought. I look down when I reset my thought, so now I'm gonna look up when I reset my thought. She always says, I feel you, but I'm a I see you kind of guy, so I'm gonna start saying, I feel you. And now our subconsciouses connect, which books have been being written about this for decades. And they don't know why they like you more than the other agent that they interviewed. I don't know. I know they're both top producers. I just like Tony. That's where that comes from. I don't know. I just think we should go with them. They don't actually know what you did. You sold their mind. And then they sign with me, and now I can put my least important job hat on, which is my product, the contract, blah, blah, blah. But you are never going to move extraordinary levels of your product if you do not put those 2 careers first and be better and better at those 2 things. So if you leave with anything from this presentation today from me, do not wake up tomorrow morning saying, gotta sell a house today. I want you to wake up from this day forward saying, what can I do today to remind the hundreds of people I already know in my city and hundreds of people who have no idea who I am, that I exist? And watch what happens to your business. That's what you should be focusing on. But you got to be great at marketing to convert them. Everything's going online. Everything's going digital. Everything's going virtual. Anything digital is virtual. So virtual to me just explains everything. It's anything online. It's anything techie. It's anything digital. They have the best definition. Not physically existing as such or in that moment, but made by software to appear to do so. That's what virtual is, which is what? Everything now, right? But we don't seem to be adapting to everything at the level we should. More than anything, everything we do is evolving to virtual digital. What was the first thing that was not physical, but made by software to appear to do so? Photography. The camera was invented. The curtain, took a picture of the cowboys. And back then, what people felt with that photo was what we feel today. It was so powerful with that photo. It's like my family who live 1,000 miles away and I'm putting the photo on my fire mantle is actually here. This is a trip. Think about how they felt towards photography. It's like, I see you every day, even though you're 1,000 miles away. Made by software to appear to do so. And then what came next? the phone. It's like you're in my living room. Hold on. It's like you're here, made by software to appear to do so. Then the radio was invented. Listening to music thousands of miles away, made by software to appear to do so. Virtual research, the internet. All of these we adapted to as soon as they came out. We were like, oh yeah, I want that. But then that's when we pushed back. Our virtual identity, the birth of social media. Yeah, way too private. Not doing that. I want people knowing my stuff. So it took a long time for the old school people to adapt to it. Younger generation was all over it. But eventually it became necessary and everyone had to do social media at some level. Then that virtual identity led to Kathu, an actual digital relationship that I've never shaken hands with, refers me her father's $5 million listing. Now, Kathy and I have met plenty of times after that, but we still had not even met. Virtual documents, the rise of fax machines, PDFs, scanning, then leads to doc signings, electronic signature, and you can't imagine your business without it, can you? Then that led to virtual business. We can literally build a virtual business online from everything, from start to finish. There's been several times in the last 2 years I've never physically shaken the hand of my client that closed. Everything was digital. They never walked the property. It was all done through Matterport. They were buying it as an investment. I FaceTimed them inside the house during the inspection. Crazy. Virtual meetings, the rise of Zoom, and it becoming necessary during COVID. I was doing multi-million-dollar listing presentations on Zoom in 2016. Out of area clients who lived in Florida wanting to sell their Malibu home. Hey, we're coming in 2 months to interview 3 agents. Great. But instead of a phone appointment, I'm going to send you what's called a Zoom link. What's Zoom? It's like Skype on steroids. And I'm going to click the link. You're going to create an account, and then I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what's happening in Malibu recently. And then it turned into the listing presentation, sharing my screen. And then at the end of it, do you think they came into town 2 months later and interviewed the other agents? Nope. But no one was doing it until it became necessary during COVID. And then everybody said, what would happen to Zoom after the restrictions were let off? Oh, thank God I don't have to use Zoom anymore. Yeah, so much for that, because it became a convenience. I do Zooms for clients that live literally 1 street over from me. Tony, can we just do a Zoom? I don't want to clean the house. Because it's convenient. Virtual currency, the rise of digital currency, crypto, blockchain, and then the rise of virtual brains, artificial intelligence. So, this is by far the best AI Instagram account you can all follow. Evolving.ai. If anything is happening in the world of AI, and I have reviewed over 100 AI Instagram accounts, they are by far the best. You will see anything, any news about where it's going. They're just very advanced. Sometimes they do free webinars and things like that. It's not just for real estate, it's for anything. But I want you to follow them because remember, I don't have enough time to talk about everything. So it's just, you're welcome. Sarah.ai. This is ridiculous. Now, I am very advanced in AI. I go deep. I do not do the basic stuff, which you do have to learn. You have to learn prompts and you have to learn all that. I know you guys heard about some of it yesterday and some advanced stuff that I heard that Aaron told me you guys heard, but not advanced. And that's what I want you all learning of where it's going to be the first ones in your market that do it. ChatGPT is not plugged into your MLS yet. But when you ask ChatGPT if it ever will be, no. They don't want to do all these plugins into third-party systems. That's why all these other third-party AI apps are out there for that particular industry. So these guys built the ChatGPT for real estate agents. It is a ChatGPT assistant. Her name is Sarah. She plugs into your MLS and every public record of your building division of your city. It is ridiculous. They are about ready to release virtual staging. So it'll take your vacant listing from the MLS and virtually stage it, all for free, no extra cost. It will upload, you'll be able to upload like the place you buy gifts for your clients, like the website. Give it your credit card on the back end of the system and say, hey, Sarah, can you send the same gift basket we send everybody to so-and-so? She'll pull the address because your database is already in there. Can you do a CMA on this address? Boom, done. CMA, your branding, everything done in seconds. Amazing what they're doing. I have beta tested so many different AIs. I promise you, this company is blowing my mind on assistant. Now, there's two sides to AI, consumer facing, which is not her. She's your assistant. Consumer facing is a whole nother thing that's coming. I'll share that in a second. So they built, they do brokerages, but they also do individual agents. So you can sign up and have your Sarah plugged into your MLS, doing everything for you in seconds, for literally like $200 a month over any assistant. If you're a brokerage like Douglas Elliman, KW, Remax, whoever, and you want to have them build, they change the name. But Sarah does the same thing that this girl does. This, I'm just sharing as an example, is Douglas Elliman's that just came out. Her name is Ellie, but Ellie is just a different name and a different face than Sarah is, but it's the same concept. This is an agent using Sarah or Ellie.
Hi, Ellie. Let's get to work. 30 Palm Island is 10 hours. Show me comps. Good morning. Here's your comparable analysis for 30 Palm Island. The current market data shows a median sale price around
Pulling it all out of the MLS.
$12 per square foot. This house is beautiful. Let's have a
This is the agent.
know about the kitchen. Built to professional chef standards, featuring Yagana and Sub-Zero appliances, custom millwork, and a full walk-in refrigerator. Beautiful. Let's head upstairs. How many bedrooms have direct water views? And who's behind the architecture? 4 of them, all facing
That wasn't in the MLS remarks.
big heart.
She pulled it from public record. 4 windows face the ocean, and it was this architect.
Ellie, but first, show me a lifestyle map of the nearest country clubs. The buyer is a dollar. And also some nearby Pilates studios for his wife. Lifestyle map.
Also creates a lifestyle brochure to send to your client.
Amazing. Thanks, Ellie. Now tell me what size boat you can fit on this dock. Let's take a look at what we're working with. Up to 100 feet comfortably with direct ocean access. Thank you, Ellie. Perfect timing. Come on in.
That's where we're going. And it already exists. So all you do is go to sarah.ai, sign up on the middle one. I do not own the company. I have no interest in their shares. I'm here to give you value. This is mind-blowing. Do the free demo with the company. Do the 7-day free trial, whatever it is. But it is absolutely phenomenal. Now, where are we going to go deeper than that? We're going to go to the consumer-facing avatar twin of Tony. We are right around the corner from you going to my website and talking to my avatar live, not pre-recorded AI videos that you shot that answer frequently asked questions. So the future of the chatbot on your website will be my face floating. Just right there. And it'll be like, welcome to my website. And it'll be direct tie-in to the MLS, which means my digital twin Tony will be 180 IQ genius of my market. There's not a question I can't answer because it's all coming out of the MLS, all plugged into city data. That's where we're going. And that digital twin of mine will just be leveraging me until the appointment is set and then I walk into their house to do it. So if you're sitting here using ChatGPT to write the property description for your listings, you are exactly who ChatGPT is replacing in our real estate industry. Using ChatGPT for those types of things is literally, ChatGPT is like, seriously, what the, like, this is all they're asking me? That'd be like you having a sit down with Albert Einstein for 1 hour and the only thing you could think to ask him was, what's 2 + 2? 4? Anything else? I don't know. See, the one thing I've learned about my ChatGPT, by the way, whose name is Ashley and her voice is very slow and sexy, which you can do, you just slower. She's like, how's this? Slower. How's this? Perfect. We have deep conversations. So this isn't her. So the reason I'm showing you this company is this is the company building those live, the ones that spend 50 to 100 grand. See, it's just not available to the small business yet. My digital twin that's live, it's not available to us, but it's coming. So Coca-Cola, all the big billion-dollar companies, they have their actual live twins that can answer questions. So you have to talk to ChatGPT like you're talking to an extremely intelligent human being or a mentor or a billion-dollar real estate agent, like a human. Don't be like a robot. Don't be short. Go into detail. Tell her, I want it this way, slow. I want you to leave this out. What's the top 5? Really talk to her. I know it's weird, but that's where it helps. And everything I've learned with the things I'm showing you, she taught me. She's told me about. And I'll leave you with this real quick before I have to rush to the next slides. Please say that that's 26. Oh, thank goodness. Before I rush to the next slides, raise your hand if you want to be recommended as a local real estate agent by ChatGPT. Did any of them say that yesterday? No. Good. How do you become ChatGPT recommended? Right now, if somebody goes on ChatGPT in your marketplace, what do you sell? Where? Temple? Somebody goes in Temple, as AI continues to evolve, eventually people are going to be using it like they were using Alexa and Siri or local real estate agent near me. They're going to go into, they're already doing it in ChatGPT. Hey, who's the top luxury real estate agent here in Newport Beach? ChatGPT. If she can't find it in what's called schema code, which is the inner part of ChatGPT, schema code, SCHEMA. They go out to Google, Zillow, Siri, Alexa, top luxury real estate agents powered by Google. Like this, she has to go to the web to find it. Schema code is an invisible code attached to the back end of your website that no one is doing. That's what they read first. It's extraordinary. So I have developed my schema code by mine. I need a schema code. I want to be recommended as a real estate agent here locally, Ashley, and she creates the whole schema code, tells me what cities we work on together. And it's a little tedious, but I figured it out. Then I gave it to the guys who build my websites. They had to do some other back-end stuff to kind of get it ready. And now it's all in there when that time comes, when it becomes frequent that people are doing that. They're not right now, but I don't want you to wait till they are. I want you in there now. Do not share this. This is for you so that you have it before your competitors. The best thing I could tell you is take my number, because this is a lot of information. I want everybody to write down my number right now. I'm giving you my personal cell, which I never do. When you do come to text me with a question, please put your name, your brokerage, where you're at, so that I know who I'm talking to, what event you saw me at. Because I get phone numbers all the time. Hey, Tony, when are we going to get together? Like, name? Literally, it's the first text they've ever sent my phone. Like, why they thought I had their number, I have no idea. So please just send me your information. Any question you have, anytime, I will get to it. It might take me a while, but I know I'm giving you a lot of information. So schema code Tony, so that I can give you some direction on where to get it or how to do it, or send you my little presentation on it. Virtual equals video. We know that. We know everything about video today. We know that we constantly need to be in front of this every day. Creating content, like Keegan said, creating videos. Now, this was 2010, before the modern day videos that are out now. 2010, and cost me $10,000 when I was a rookie agent because no one was doing it at this level back then. This video added 700 grand in GCI over my first few years in real estate. It became my digital business card. Clients would just be like, this is the agent we tried to refer you. And it was the YouTube link. And they click it and they feel like, wow, awesome. It wasn't a piece of paper. What's shocking to me, though, is how many agents still don't have a professional, highly done promo video of who you are as a real estate agent. Walking up the steps to the hospital. I'd like to give back to my community, showing you with clients, showing you it's just your little sizzle reel. Shocks me. Not just these ones. It can't just be that. No billion-dollar company just does videos like this. They have professional videos done for their brand and themselves too. And that's another philosophy of mine. I do what billion-dollar companies do for my small business. But it can't just be videos for us. It's videos of our listings. Now, what Keegan said today, which I loved, and he's showing those videos, we do those intro videos and streams and reels. But when we post them, we say, enough of me showing you with my phone. Check out the professional one. And then the next story or the next video they see is the one that was shot for $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, whichever one it cost me. And then at the end of this one, it might be back on me now saying, how'd you like that? Come take a look. So you can mix it, or you can be in your professionally shot ones. Oh, I got to skip those. Sorry. Thought I hid those. Oh, good grief. Okay. 2026 focus. Whether you're new or not. Some surprise mega agents that can't answer these questions sometimes when I'm on the phone with them. Number one, simple fact of lead gen. Know your target audience. That is the number one rule of lead gen. Now, who is your target audience? What audience could be just the best audience you could possibly have? Like, you have 50 of them. This particular target audience, there's 50 of them in the room with you. Who could that be? Who would the best ones be? See? It should have just, all of you should have just said it. But I know what you're thinking. Divorces, retirees, right? People who haven't sold in 10 years. Anybody? Yeah. Military. It's simple. 10 professionals with families. It's people. This is the most effective. And you're going to be like, well, of course, this would be the best audience. People who are most likely going to transact in the next 12 months. That'd be the best audience you could possibly be in front of. Now, who are most likely going to transact in the next 12 months? Who's the best in that audience? Who's like, by far, you're like, they're definitely transacting in the next 12 months. Relocation? Divorce. There's a lot of divorces that aren't going to transact. You know for a fact this person is going to transact in the next 12 months. Guaranteed. Expireds and FSBOs. Now, I'm not going to get into the expired. You guys have plenty of content on how to go after expireds from the Rockstars Mastermind. Let's just talk FSBOs really quick. You know they want to sell their house. They have put a sign in the front yard. Help. And what do? 99% of agents, when we drive by one? Idiot. Lying. Never going to sell it. Not going to show it. They're going to transact in the next 12 months. Why? Because per NAR, they have a 90% chance of failure. And in 2 months, they're going to list it with someone. And you just drive by and disregard it. So here's my philosophy. Treat them like the listing agent. When I see a FSBO sign go up, I knock on that door. I go, hi, I see you listed your house for sale. I'm a local agent, might be able to bring the buyer. I know for a fact I'm probably going to have showing requests for this house because there's people looking in comparable houses in this area. I just need your showing instructions. So what days are good? What time is good? What is your contact number? Do you want me to text you? Do you want me to call you? What's the best way for me to book a showing? And then if I bring a buyer who buys your house, we can figure out what that looks like on at least my side. I know you don't want to pay a commission on your side. Well, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to show it on the weekends. Okay, you're not going to show your house. Only in the evening. Whatever. Here's my number. Don't text me before 7 a.m. Great. And now I'm walking to my car with someone who will fail, who I know is going to transact in the next 12 months. A buyer's agent of mine on my team is going to sit an open house for that FSBO for free, get some traffic through it, and eventually he's going to call No Joy and I'm going to get that listing. Don't ignore people who are most likely going to transact in the next 12 months. So know your target audience. We already went over it. System and strategy to get in front of expireds and FSBOs, just went over it, and continue building the relationship with that FSBO or expired until they're ready to list with you. 5 levels of agent when it comes to getting a lead. Which one are you? You don't have to blurt it out. Just want you to think if there's room for improvement. The bottom 70% maybe calls the lead, maybe follows up with the lead, then forgets about the lead. The top 30% in production call, follow up, they input the lead in their CRM, and then they leave it alone. The top 20% calls, follows up, CRM, and sets a drip campaign to stay in their mind. The top 10% calls, follows up, CRM input, drip campaign, and finds them on social media and adds them as friends and followers. The top 1% calls, follows up, CRM, drip, social, gives value, deepens relationship, makes everything about the lead and not themselves. Where are you? And if there's room for improvement, add the additional stuff to every potential lead. My 4 C's when it comes to success. For our algebra people, you already know I'm full of crap, and that went nowhere. It's just the symbols of algebra, but the symbols mean something to me for my formula. If you don't know math, this looks amazing to you. Contact. You have a contact. Tony, here's a name. Will not lead to a commission. Contact plus conversation with that contact might lead to a commission. Conversation plus consistent conversations with that contact is the only thing that leads to conversion. So if there's somebody you haven't converted that you talked to 4 months ago, if you cannot count more than once or twice you've talked to them in the last 3 months, you're not converting them. It's consistency that leads to conversion. I've always said, in short, conversation equals conversion. The more you converse, the more you will convert. What is the most effective form of marketing that gets the highest ROI today? Okay, social media, that's fine. What in social media would give you the highest ROI? Sponsored ads, targeted ads, real relationships, content, things that Keegan was talking about, which do give high ROI. But what would be the highest ROI you think you could get using social media? Influencer marketing. Now, I'm not talking about the Instagram influencer in a bikini making you want to go to that hotel in Tulum, Mexico, who gave bad stigmas to the word influencer marketing. Influencer marketing has been around from the number one day one of advertising. When Kobe Bryant drinks a Sprite after a game, when Michael Jordan wore Nikes, you take a person with influence and you get their following to want to buy our product. It's what billion-dollar companies have been doing for decades. So I just choose to do it for my small business. So if a billion-dollar company hires a celebrity to drink the new Coca-Cola flavor, then I could do the same thing to the local dentist friend of mine who has 10,000 followers on their Instagram, always showing before and after pictures of teeth reconstruction. And because he's my dentist, get him to be a micro influencer in my marketplace to tell his following, I'm a good real estate agent. Think that would work? All right, I'll challenge you. You have $3,000. You can run a print ad in a magazine. You can do a massive online social media campaign, SEO, pay-per-click, Google, just big, just $3,000 ad to draw traffic to your website and tell the world that you're a real estate agent in your marketplace. Or you walk up to somebody who you know in your marketplace, maybe isn't even a friend, who has 20,000 followers on their Instagram, and you say, hey, I'll give you $3,000 if you share a 60-second story to your followers that, hey, everybody, my nutritionists or my dentist clients or whoever, my fans, if you ever have questions about real estate, Tony's your guy. Where's the highest ROI coming from? That. But are they going to do it if they go, Tony Giordano, she says Tony's awesome, and she goes to it and there's no content? No, I just lost them. She did her job, but really? She's recommending him? No, the micro influencer goes to Keegan's and they go, damn, look at this guy. So you have to do what Keegan said, all that great content, but imagine having a micro influencer in your marketplace. So that's why it said, I'll be your influencer. So what is influencer marketing? Post from someone who has influence, local, national, or global, as an authority figure with respect from peers. Alvaro Nunez, follow him. Just real quick, follow him. I'm already gonna have to skip slides because I see the time going down. And I know you guys are hungry. But I have to finish on website really quick. Alvaro Nunez. He is an influencer. He's a mega luxury real estate agent. He just wrote his book, Level Up. But more than anything, he, in his book, said something that's always come natural to me. And it comes natural to a lot of people in sales, but he said it in a way that I love. Energy is the currency for personal and professional success. The higher your energy in person with the client, higher chance of return. The higher your energy on a date, higher chance you have on for a second date. Higher the energy creating video content, as Keegan said, right? He was just like, so it's 100,000, right? Or these agents that I see, hi, my name is Tony Giordano. Welcome to 555 Main Street. Or, hey, everybody, Tony Giordano here. You think the front's nice? Wait till you see the backyard. Let's go. Sitting on the date. Thank you so much for having, I'm not surprised you even said yes. You mind if I sit? Hi, great to meet you. I can't wait to learn more about you. So, great place. Energy. Jim? High result or higher result? The higher your energy, the higher result. Show your passion, show your energy on video, show your clients your energy and watch what happens. So he has a dynamic life, helicopter pilot. I don't need to get into all that. I just show that why people are attracted. You already saw Keegan. He shows so many different things and what he does, and people feel like they know him because it's not just about real estate. You know, I show I'm an airplane pilot. Show if you're trying to get into luxury, show luxury. I get that question all the time. People ask me, Tony, I can't seem to break into luxury. 14. Oh, 14 minutes? I thought it said 4. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I see they come to me and they're like, Tony, I can't seem to break into luxury. I don't know what's going on. I've become a member of the country club. Like I door knock in those neighborhoods. I have like nice brochures. And I just tell them, send me 3 things. Send me your Google business profile. I don't have one. Send me your Instagram and send me your website. And in less than 2 minutes, I can tell somebody why they're not in luxury. I see a bunch of track homes that you're posting on your Instagram. Where's the gorgeous multi-million-dollar house? I haven't sold one. Then go on shutterstock.com and purchase the picture of a multi-million-dollar house for $50, download it to your computer and post it, because now you just purchased the legal right to use that for marketing and say, gorgeous property, right? Wish me luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Damn, you're crushing it. I didn't say I'm selling it. I said, wish me luck on my day.
Yeah.
I'll wish you luck back. Or a gorgeous kitchen. I could cook in this kitchen all day, couldn't you? Hope the buyer loves it. The buyer, not my buyer. I love this house so much, I hope the buyer loves it as much as I do. Whoever buys it. Language of sales. But what do I see? Man, I can't wait to sell a house one day with a kitchen like this. What did you just do? Language of sales. So show the things that you're going after online. Show your passions for things. Do live streaming. Live streaming takes priority over everything, right? It moves into the front of everything else, the stories, all that stuff. But I know a lot of agents, they don't live stream. Here's the tip about live streaming. You'll be shocked how much better it is than your pre-recorded videos. Why? Because your brain kicks in and just masters you, because you're nervous to say the wrong thing. So the brain is on you to make sure you stay consistent. Now, I might stutter. I might, trip. It's live. Anything can happen. A bird could on me. Anything could happen. But the best thing you can do, and this is any video, memorize your opening, understand the middle, like of what you're going to be talking about. Doesn't have to be memorized perfectly. And then memorize what's called your wrap up. It's the words you wrap up with. So that when you say, hey, everybody, Tony Giordano on location here in Santa Monica, I wanted to tell, now I'm in my middle. That's my memorized beginning. Now I'm in my middle. I'm just talking about downtown, medium home price, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's a new development, da, 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 da. And then if I start to say, so, call me. Because I didn't have my wrap up. That's where agents go on a rant. They're like, so, hope everybody's having a good day. Bye. And then they're trying to stop it, but they're still looking at the screen. So when I get on a rant, I'm like, anyway, on location, call me if you have any more questions. Stories, reels, all of these get the highest reach. Live stories, reels get the highest reach. That's the content people want to see more than long paragraphs and descriptions on Facebook posts. Have fun with it. This is me live streaming the professional video that I'm shooting for this $40 million listing. I have to shoot a professional video. It can't just be, I can't tell my clients for the $1 million commission I'm going to be getting, here's the video I shot for you. And it's just me talking in their house with my phone. They want to make sure they see a $10,000 professional video I shot. If it's a fixture, then I'll use my phone. But not on high-end luxury. But I kept messing up. So I just gave my staff live stream this, because now I can't make a mistake. Because if I make a mistake, I have to reshoot it because I'm doing the professional one. I don't get to stutter. I don't get to say the wrong thing. And they were just having a field day with it. So have fun. People want to see our authentic selves online. They're tired of fake. They're tired of fake. Don't be afraid of live streaming. Just know your beginning, middle, and conclusion. So in short, live streaming, stories and reels, pre-recorded video post with text description, paragraph of text with a link and an image, followed by paragraph of text with link and maybe an image or maybe not. Now, what does powered by Meta AI means? It means I want you to stop. Well, hashtags are not dead because they still work you can still click on them, but hashtags aren't doing what they used to do. Meta AI is. So here's what I want you to start doing. Anytime you talk about real estate and you write your description on whatever you posted, then add your hashtags. I'm not saying stop doing your hashtags, but then I want you to add key phrases that people Google. So homes for sale in Santa Monica, Santa Monica real estate, Santa Monica real estate agent, Santa Monica realtor. Because now, have you noticed when you go into Instagram and you go into the search, you don't have to search a hashtag. You can literally just write a sentence, realtors in Santa Monica, and it'll pull up the best realtors in Santa Monica who are using that tagline, not a hashtag. Just write key phrases when you think of search, what people are actually searching for. And to test this or give you like a little wow, go into your search and put moving to and your city name and watch it pull up everybody on Instagram who has posted a reel or a story saying they're moving to your city. What do you do with that? You might even find a multi-million-dollar company moving their employees to it that posted that on Instagram. Now you're going to reach out to their HR director. Happy to help your execs with the relocation. Okay, so what should be in front of you more than anything today? That is what you should be staring at multiple points of the day. Creating content. Okay, website. The modern day first impression. I keep going around his head just to make sure I have my time. 7 minutes. Modern day first impression. Do you think Kathy referred me her dad $5.8 million listing just because we were friends on Facebook? No. See, in that first 3 weeks we were friends, she saw how we had things in common. She saw me post something about the Red Sox beating the Dodgers, and she said, "You're a Red Sox fan too?" Yeah. She saw me lose my grandfather, unfortunately, to pretty much old age, but a cancer that caused it to accelerate, and sent me an overwhelming DM message, even though I'd never met her, on how she lost her dad to the same cancer. And literally, we were building a bond. And then one day she saw a post of mine at a $22 million beachfront Malibu listing. Wasn't my listing, was my friend Chris's. And she saw me post a picture of the infinity pool pouring into the blue Pacific Ocean with Catalina Island in the distance. And I just said, just finished previewing this property, all yours for $22 million. Hope the buyer loves it as much as I do. Wish me luck. TonyGiordano.net. And she looked at that and she's like, damn, Tony crushes it. No, I haven't even sold a house yet, Kathy. 22 mil? He could definitely sell my dad's $5 million listing. But before I refer him my business savvy, wealthy father, I wonder if Tony's legit. TonyGiordano.net. Wow. I'm just showing you opulent, but TonyGiordano.net at the time was sick. Wow. Oh, he's legit. Look at the houses Tony sells. Slideshow of gorgeous homes going by on my homepage with a little word at the bottom of each one. Spanish style house, Beverly Hills. Architectural, West Hollywood. Cape Cod style, Malibu. I didn't sell those houses, Kathy. It doesn't say sold. It doesn't say represented. Those are just, as I said, 12 houses that I purchased the legal right to use for marketing from a website called Shutterstock.com. You just think I sold them because you're in realtor research mode. I didn't say that, Kathy. Your fault, not mine. Because perception is reality. And she saw that and she goes, dang, he is a baller. Your website is your modern day first impression. Does anybody want to guess what the first impression was 30 years ago in this business that made a seller know you were legit. It was the first sign of success that they were like, okay, they've sold some houses. Your car. Literally. And I guarantee you 30 years ago, the sellers were looking out their living room curtains when you pulled up for the listing presentation. Thank God. Looks like she sold a lot of houses. They didn't have Google, they didn't have Zillow, they didn't have any way of knowing who you were. But now what is the first thing somebody does when they get your name? They Google you. And that's when it determines whether or not you're worthy of 60 minutes in their living room. So here's what I ask. My websites are built by one company, Agent Image, as I told you, my Modern Group website, my coaching website, my advertising agency website, very custom sites. These guys have all of the people you see on TV. They have the Altmans, they have the Selling Sunset, Jason Hoppenheim, they have Frederick. They are by far the best company, but they have different tiers. They're not just thousands and thousands of dollars. There's smaller tiers, middle tiers, very custom, and it impresses people. Now, I get asked all the time when I sit down with people, Tony, we saw your website, very impressive. That is a huge thing to hear. It means people are looking. So you have a website. I know all of you do, but is there room for improvement? So I always ask, how many calls are you not getting for your current website that you think could use some improvement? Well, that's impossible for me to know, Tony. I don't know who saw it and didn't call me. But is there room for improvement? Yeah. Then improve it. Because no one's not calling me. I can go to bed every night knowing I've done everything possible to capture them in seconds when they go online. And here's simply how to put it. What do you think people do when they go to your website? They do exactly what you do when you go to your website. That's it. Because I know some people in here have impressive websites. They do exactly what you do. If you go to your website and go, wow, God, I love my website, then they do. But if you go to your website and go, I mean, it's what my company provides me for hanging my license for free. Then the consumer goes to your website and goes, So if there's room for improvement, always improve. In conclusion, blockchain. You guys will see me on CNBC every 90 days. I do the segment on real estate, how it's in real estate now. What I want to do, just to give you guys the account really quick, is I want you to scan this QR code, because now I'm 40 seconds. I want you to scan that QR code. And at lunch or when you get Wi-Fi, or save the browser where it's taking you, save it and don't erase it, or text me. I gave you guys my cell phone, so I guess I didn't need to do this. This is gonna give you a free account with Proppy. Proppy is the company that has been paving the way, taking our entire industry onto the blockchain. The deeds of trust recorded against houses will be NFTs recorded on the blockchain very soon. It's already happening, where you can record your deed of trust for extra security on the blockchain. And they do free classes so much on getting crypto certified as an agent, but it is not going away. And here's why I want people to learn it. Not necessarily because somebody's going to call you and say, I need to buy a house using crypto, and you don't know what to do. That may or may not happen. It happens to me all the time. I want you to have knowledge of what the super wealthy have knowledge of. Think about that. If you're at a restaurant, you hear somebody talking about stocks and you know stocks, and they're like, well, what do? I'm in real estate. Oh, I need to sell my house. But if you don't know stocks, you don't get to get into that wealthy conversation, do you? So if you don't have knowledge of what wealthy people have, you can't get into those wealthy conversations at the country club. Well, guess who has knowledge of crypto and blockchain? The wealthy. And I have gotten countless clients at restaurants, overhearing them talking about Bitcoin, getting in the conversation, talking about blockchain, talking about it. And it's turned into a wealthy client because it's knowledge. So start learning it, because you all know Everybody who bashed it was wrong. And I could go way deeper on this, but I don't have time. All right. Last, Tony_Giordano. As I said, tag me. I will reshare it to my following for all of you as an even trade. If you don't know your why, you will never find your what, how, when, where, and who. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing and why you have such big goals to achieve, you will never find what goals to make, how you're going to achieve them, create benchmarks of when to achieve them by, where in life you want to set goals, physical, financial, spiritual. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know your why, you will never find the who's to help you get to your big goals. The announcement I wanted to make is Agent Image was traveling with me in Atlanta last week. They did this big thing for the audience. And Greg, who's here from Agent Image, sitting back there with my books, said, offer the same thing to the Austin group. Anyone who's willing to get a free 15-minute call to go over your web presence and then give you a score for free. You don't have to get a website. Just they're going to give you a free online check and just overall look at your stuff and where you can improve. If you're willing to do that, they're giving you a free signed book today. So all you have to do is give them your name, fill out a little form, do the call, but it's the honor system. So you're going to take the signed book from me today. So make sure you do the call when they come calling. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today and I had an amazing time. Thank you.